Okay, essentially, so what I'm going to do on this stream is I'm going to go to Dribble. All right, you know what? Let's see if we can get a more intimate, large, small, large without info. Do we need info? Yeah, we want info because we want to check the numbers. Actually, like what he did here with this Nintendo Switch icon. Well, not icon. This Nintendo Switch illustration. I'm assuming he did. Oh, he did it in Sketch. See if I can make that bigger. There we go. Let's see if we can go a little bit bigger. It's actually really nice. Really simple. I like the shading. Very, you know, the kind of going more for the flat look instead of adding a little skeuomorphism. I've noticed that, you know, some people doing these type of illustrations in Sketch or Illustrator, they add a little skeuomorphism, kind of a little rounded edges. Instead of here, you see he used, actually, now that I think about it, actually might be kind of neat to build this in pure CSS. No SVG, just CSS. All right, yeah, so I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this Nintendo Switch, and I'm going to go ahead and do a little HTML, CSS action for all y'all. So I was going to flesh out this accordion navigation that I slapped together about 10 years ago. Not this, but a different one. Here, I can show it to you. Let me just go here. Site I built for an old colleague about 10 years ago, and I used jQuery because that was like the hotness back in the day. But right here, this I was using pure CSS3. Wasn't quite happy with it actually, so I didn't go very far. But I think we're gonna take this. See if I can scroll over, and I'm gonna recreate that in pure CSS. And you know what? Maybe what I'll do is I'll do it as a code pen. We're gonna rename this. Come on. We're gonna call it Nintendo Switch controller from Dribble. really indulging in the spirits for about a month or so. Been trying to watch my figure. All right, so we're just gonna use CodePen here, and we're gonna try to make this look exactly like what this person did in Dribble, this Dribble illustration. So let's kind of architect this. So we know we need 4 black eye, or 4 or 8 in total, 9 actually. So we have circular shapes. So maybe the first thing we can do is we can just do a basic circle, rounded circle. So we're just going to kind of go off the cuff here, just kind of do this. We're going to do this just free, we're just doing this kind of freehand CSS. I'm not using less or stylus or compass or sass or anything. We're just going to do some straight up CSS. All right, so with the circle, it looks like most of the circles are black. So we could do a background. Background color of black. Bands, maybe. I'm thinking if I could do that semantically, but I don't know if that would actually, I don't know. It's just getting a little too anal retentive. And that's not what we're about. So let's go ahead and let's just do circle. Oh yeah, duh, hello. We're gonna do display inline block because we can't set heights on inline elements. There we go. So we have a circle. So we're just gonna go ahead and build out just our general parts, our parts list. So we have a circle, which is a button, which I guess technically we could call it a button, but there's multiple buttons. So it's kind of, it's one of those things, and I'm gonna go ahead. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe I'll focus on the overall controller. Now, one of my buddies just messaged me and said that here, I don't know if you can see this on the stream here, the left and right on the outside of the blue and red here. Oh, that's going to be hard to do. That's going to be simple to do with CSS. That's the easiest part. I'm not worried about that one. And we could do left controller, or wait a second, controller We could do view height or view. We could do view width, and then height 50. View height. This was our div elements. Oh, you know what? Why did I do this in ID? IDs are bad. Class for everything. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, see, we don't want to do, if we do it with view width, view height, this newer unit of measurement in CSS3, that's going to give us some problems as far as scalability, so we're going to have to probably just stick to good old M. So maybe we'll do 5 rems, 5 rem. That's not going to be good enough. Maybe 50? No, 50 is going to be gargantuous. Let's do 20. Oh, come on. Is 20 good? No, we need to go bigger. 30? Maybe 40. There we go. You know, one cool thing we can do here, if I want to center this main controller, is I can do position, do absolute. So check this out. Here's a little nifty trick. It's an old school trick. Well, it's not super old school, but within the last few years. What happened here? Oh, because we did position absolute. So let's just do body. Boy. We'll do body. We'll do position. Now, we did that position absolute, and this should still work since we're not setting a width or height on the body, or doing like a view width, viewport width, viewport height. We can use something called transform, and then do a translate. No, we want to do translate. Yes, and then do. Oh gosh, what was it? 50%, comma. 50%? Yes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do top minus 50%. In the translate. Top 50%. Okay. So you can see that it's center, or well, that it's horizontally aligned. It's just not vertically aligned. So we have top. Let's do minus. Oh man, I love that bare bottom. Mm, 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 mm. Give me that bare bottom, Dr. H. Give me that bare bottom, Dr. H. Hey, Dr. H. Do you have a chat room where people walk around in flannel shirts and speckle paint jobs? Ever heard of that one? Bare bottom. All right. So you see that we have vertical, or not, we have horizontal alignment. Now, if we're thinking here, well, we could just add translate y minus 50%. We can get ourselves, what the hell was that? We can get ourselves nothing happens. So you're probably like pissed as hell because this isn't working. So this is where we have to do this other hackery. You know, everything we do as front end development is all a big hack. For certain, well, in most situations, and 95% of situations, because we're setting the body height to our viewport height, which is this whatever's in this white. So we'll never get it to scroll. I mean, for what we're doing here, it's okay, but just to keep that in mind, we'll probably have to look at that later and fix that. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit smaller because we got to get these flanges that are hanging off. Oh, look at that. That looks like a flannel shirt on the cotton fabric right there, rubbing up against paint. Anyways. All right, so we've got that square. Now we got to go ahead and add some border radius to that controller. So we'll do border radius of 5 rem. That looks like it's not enough. 10's gonna blow it out. Yeah. Let's try 8. A little too much. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that looks beautiful. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I think I'm gonna use a pseudo element in this controller. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, maybe we can do that because we already have position absolute. So if we did controller, okay, so that's the overall controller. We might be able to get rid of all these and just have we'll just have a single div. Fuck it, let's live in the edge. Let's try it. So if we did a before, and we'll make it this color blue. Dr. H's favorite color, baby blue. We'll add some flakes to it for you, yo. So we got a background color of this blue. And we got to add some other things here. Let's add content. Let's get our content empty property going there. You always need that. We'll get our position absolute. Why not? Living on the edge. Now, that's, if we look at that, it's about 33% of that. So we could just do that at 10 rems. So width equals 10 rems. Height equals 30 rem. Beautiful. Let's just go ahead and copy this. Because we're going to do the... Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. We're going for the dry approach. Do not repeat yourself. So we'll go after. So we'll probably get 2 of them there, right? Come on, 2. We got a before and after. What's up? Oh, yeah, that's because we didn't do any positioning. We just did color. So we're going to have to take that color out as well. Put it in its own. Yep, that's all right. So we got our base. So if we do dot controller 4. And we do a background color. Now you see we get our nice blue for that one. We can do an after. Get our color of that red, or whatever you want to call that. I don't know. Pink, red. 1 on the pink. 2 in the stink. All right, cool. And then what we'll do here is fix this spacing. Come on. We're about 2 spaces, not 4. No tabs. All right, so we got those 2 colors, but on this one, we're gonna say right 0. Whoa, look at that. Now we can just add our, okay, so we add our border radius. Now what we have to do, which could potentially be a problem here, because we wanted to try to do this with just 1 element, right? We'd have to do an overflow of hidden, and this is going to be a problem. Okay, and it doesn't look like that's probably going to work with that. Let's see if we do 9. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it might need to be 9.5. But see, that's what's cool when I broke it out like this and I did 2, or I used the comma, so that way we have 2 selectors that are pointing to the same declaration block right here. That way you can see I can just easily change that value. If I change it to, say, 4.5, I mean, look at that. It just does both of them at the same time. Don't need to mess around with doing it in 2 spots. Let's just see what the width of this is. It's about 210 pixels wide. This is about, okay, so it's a little too long. A little too wide. Let's try 4. See what that did for us. Wait, we want to go a little bit higher, so let's go 6. All right, there we go. I think that's the money shot there. Oh, we're 5 pixels off. All right, there we go. We'll add a 0.05 to that. Nope. Maybe it's 7. That's close enough. We're 2 pixels. Come on, you gonna cry about 2 pixels? You're a pixel fairy? You don't love them pixel fairies in this house. Okay, so we've got this controller going, and next thing we want to do is we want to do a border. Yeah, we'll do border, maybe 1 rem. We'll do solid, or hold on. We'll solid rem, or wait. What do we want to do here? Actually, we'll do 1 rem, solid, RGBA. And we'll start off with the 0.3. Looks a little too dark. 0.1, 0.2, 0.15. Okay, cool. So that's close enough for now. Actually, you know what? Let's go a little darker. And then we'll do a border. Oh, you know what? We can't do that. So we set the default border for all those, but we want to get rid of the one that's overlapping. Man, that still looks a little off, but we'll get it. We might have to make some tweaks to that. So we'll do border on the before. We'll do border right equals none. Get rid of that one. We'll just copy this property and then paste it in there, and then we do border left. Okay, so we're also going to have to add our border radius here. So let's just paste that anywhere in there. This looks good. Okay, so we're going to have to... Ooh, wait a second. So it goes top left, top right, 0, 0. I just want to see what happens here. All right, so we might have to do these. That looks like shit. It's that overflow hidden that's messing us up. You know what? We might not actually need that now. All right. Now we got to figure out why the height's all jacked up. Okay, so we have a border radius. Of 6 rems, which is the same as a controller. Right? Border radius 6 rem. And we're going to have to go here and go border radius. Hold on. Pull up dash. I forgot what the short form was. So we'll do border radius. Oh, there it was. Where's border radius? Where's that? There we go. No, we don't want a compass. Get out of here. Yep. That's what I feared. I should just go to border radius. Alright, so so if you look here, that's 2. That's not what we want. That's not what we want. Okay, so that does top left, top right, bottom right, bottom left. So we just added a 6 rem, and then we're going to have to go in here and, whoops, we're going to have to fix that border radius. You know what? Let's just delete it here. We'll do them individually. We don't need that anymore. So on the before, we're going to want to do the top, which would be 6 rem, 0, 0, and 6 rem. There we go. So this is looking a little too wide here, so let's see what's going on here. Got a width of 210. What's the width here? 195. So we have 195 is what we're looking for. Okay. You know what, boys? I don't think we're going to do that with one. I don't think we're going to be able to pull it off. Unless we could do pseudo elements on pseudo elements, and that's not possible. That's right. We don't need that over anymore. We do need that, though. You know, I'm just thinking to do this or I might just do pixel widths. I'm not going to deal with so that's roughly 600 by 540. 600 pixels by 540 pixels. Or no, wait. I thought that thing was square. Nope. No, it was not. So, let's make these. Hey, soul buttons in your shirt called a sweater. What were these? 195. Border box. make it easier. And then we'll have to minus this to 220 or 520, and that brings us back. But this is something that is a little weird. Oh, yeah, it's probably because of the border as well. So we're gonna have to take. We're gonna have to do probably that. Actually, I don't think we have to do that much. No. That is correct. Yeah, actually, it looks proportional now, I think. I just don't understand why that thing is so damn big. Because we essentially... Yeah, 600 by 540 is the overall width of that. 600 by 540. And the width, I think these are 195. Yeah, so let's just do 195 again. That was very tough. 195. Beautiful. Alrighty. Yeah, that center still looks a little too... What do we got there? 210? Oh. Guess I need more UI elements in this controller here to... Alright, so that was a controller. So we are going to have to go in here and add some extra stuff. So on this one, let's see, we'll do a div, or no, we'll do a span. Controller, Yeah, we need to make that a little bigger. That's probably going to have to be 55. Oh no, that's the top. I almost feel like 60 actually might be the right value. All right, we're going to copy this. We're going to keep that top at... No, we got to go low. What's that? 230. No, it's a little too low. Actually, not that low. See if we can scroll this. There we go. All right, and this one, we're going to change this to right. Right of 60 is exactly what we wanted, so beautiful. Let's make that border a little thicker. No, that's not the border. It's this border up here. Oh no, that needs to be 14. Oh wait, no. 0.8. There we go. Okay, we do have our circle, which I think what I'm going to do is, I didn't say I would do this, but I'm going to call this just a button. And we're going to copy this out of here. So we're going to add our buttons here. Since we have 4, we can do button. Let's see what size these are. These are roughly 48 pixels. Crap. What did I say those were again? You know what? We could save ourselves a whole lot of time if we use this tool called Xscope. The problem is it can get a little funky. So if we get this tool, check this out. So it's 37 by 37. Then we can just click off this. Still looks a little too small. I think it is. I don't think the... Just go 40. Looks about right. Sometimes that tool doesn't get the artifacts, little jagged edges. All right. So we got 4 buttons. Actually, there's 5 buttons there, but one's going to be an alternative button. But let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then... You know what we could do? We could do something like this, maybe. Should I? Drop these buttons in there. I guess you could. Yeah, actually I got an idea here. So we're looking at roughly 140. Let's do buttons. It's going to be a width of 140 pixels, a height of 140 pixels. Position absolute. Do top at 0 for right now, and I think left we can do it at 60 pixels, maybe. Actually, it might need to be a little further to the left. Actually, I see what's going on here. I want to try to line that up here. That looks good. However, I don't like how that's... Well, actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's add some margin of 8 pixels. And let's change the... Yeah, see, we're going to have to namespace those with that controller right, controller left right here, because with the buttons be mainly due to it's going to be positioned different on each one. Well, hold on. Let's do something else here. Let's do a transform, rotate, and we'll do that. Let's see, 45 degrees. Now we got to move this back over to the left. Oh, looks good. Actually, let's try 43. It's going to be one of those things where it needs to be a floating point, and that's not happening. All right. So that's something we're going to have to take out eventually. So the top and the left need to be put into each left and right. So if we just go it's 210. It doesn't look right. So this is where we can get our X-scope tool out. Start getting some precision here. Yeah, see, we can line this up perfect. So this needs to be a little further down. Oh, look at that, beautiful. Man, this is lining so up. It's like this tool is made for it. All right, let's line these up. That's beautiful. That needs to be a little bit lower. So let's go ahead and get out of our tool here. We're doing the top, so let's go to 20. Let's get our tool again. So wait, that's at roughly 849. So we need to go 6 pixels. Maybe? There we go. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to have to go a little bigger. Whoa. Hold on one second. Got some lighting issues. Oh, one more second. All right, we need to go a little bit bigger on those buttons. Oh, wait a second. That's correct. $870. Okay, so 15 pixels. I hate when that happens. There we go. All right, so we need to go up 15 pixels, I think it was. I have to go down a little bit, 2 pixels. Yep, that's the money shot. How about top? Top looks pretty good too. Huh. All right, let's see what we got here.
With everything else. All right, my mic was synced. I had a mic 2 that was set up that was synced. My video was synced. Everything. Just my desktop audio was off sync. It was unsynced, and I couldn't figure out why. This is what I did to fix it. I went into this little gearbox right here. I went to properties. This was checked. This use device timestamps. This little box was checked. I unchecked that, and in addition, in hopes to do some type of reset, I had changed up my device a couple times just in hopes to have it reset. After that was done, I just hit OK. And to figure out if it actually was synced again, I went over here into iTunes and I recorded myself playing music. This is what I'm doing right now. When I hit that play button and whenever I go somewhere else on the timeline here, you'll see the music will change instantly. That's how you know it's going to be synced up. So let's
All right, let me try that. See, there's not a desync option.
Now watch.
For on the Mac version of OBS. Let's just do Mac OS. But I think I might know what's wrong.
Alright, I just wanted to make a quick video regarding OBS NDI trying to fix, but there's literally no information anywhere on this. You see people having the problem, but no one is ever fixing it. So I found my own solution, which is fine. Like, it works great, apparently. If you check my old VODs, there's desync. My new VODs don't have desync. So here it is. Basically, you just create NDI outputs for your both audio channels. So this volume, as you see, I'll just go make a new scene, just, pretend this, okay, yeah, your stream PC should look like this, kind of, just blank slate. Except for here, it would have the OBS main audio, whatever you named it. So yeah, you're going to just add, usually you just add another source. So this is exactly what you do. You add your main footage, highest internal, press OK. Now you have your NDI source. Make sure, yeah, that's nothing because the screen's black. Add a new source. Game volume, highest internal.
All right, let me try to fix this.